Mac, Christian, and Lou, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We are good.
Good,
Listen, that's now your third home game here as a member of the New England Patriots. Is it fair to say that Gillette was maybe a different atmosphere last night?
Yeah, I definitely think the fans were very energetic, and it was a great atmosphere, and everybody was excited to play on both teams. And that's kind of, as you grow up and watch NFL football, that's kind of what you see Sunday Night Football as. And I think the atmosphere was great, and I wish we would have won. And, we all want to win every time, and both teams played really hard, so it just is what it is. But the fans did a great job keeping it loud in the stadium.
You heard some of the players after the game, and I think a lot of them just felt like it was that championship-level environment, right? AFC title game. And I'm wondering, is it how does that lead? The hype, the build-up going into this week, can you compare it all to, say, like a national championship game in your experience?
Yeah, I think just obviously it was a big game with a lot of storylines and a lot of noise. But I think just the main message was for us to try and, just block out the noise and focus on what we had to focus on. And I think the atmosphere, like you said, was great. And yeah, it was very loud. And I think, from a technicality standpoint, we could have played better, but, just to play in a game like that was cool and all, but we just got to move on to the next week and turn the page and just keep working.
You mentioned the noise. I'm sure it was a crazy week, but for me, it seemed like you made a conscious effort not to mention Tom Brady's name last week. Is that true? And if so, why?
Not really. I mean, there was just questions about him, and obviously I answered and said what I said, that he's a great quarterback, and he's been a great player for a really long time, and he plays the position really well. So yesterday, they won and we didn't. And that's the part that stings, but we just have to take it for what it's worth and move on and keep working.
Was it weird to play against a guy that you idolized and grew up watching as a kid?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I mean, when you're young like that and you're watching a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL and you're getting a chance to play against them, but at the same time, it was our offense against their defense, and it's not like we're going one-on-one. It's 11 on 11, and they came out on top, and yeah, so it is what it is.
Who was, give me two of your favorite quarterbacks growing up?
It's a hard question.
Do kids still put posters of quarterbacks on their wall, or is it still Pamela Anderson and stuff? Wow, I just really dated myself. You don't even know who she is, do you?
No, I do. I mean,
so who is it? It's not bikini models, right? It's not cars. So if it's going to be quarterbacks, what two quarterbacks would be up on your wall?
I don't really know. I think just I didn't have anybody. But I mean, I watched everybody: Brett Favre, Peyton Manning, Tom, Mike Vick, everybody. So
okay.
I mean, I all and watched everybody, and I did have a Michael Vick fat head in my room at one point, so that was pretty cool. And then a Peyton fat head. So I mean, but I like just watching good quarterbacks in general when I was young. So.
All right, we're talking to Mac Jones. Mac, last night, 31 for 40, raining, kind of the conditions. I'm curious, what experience have you had playing in those kind of conditions? Because up here in New England, it can get a little bit worse than that last night.
Yeah, I think just it goes back to trusting your training and try to emulate that in the off season as best I can. Just throwing on rain days and stuff like that. But we've had a lot of practices in the rain. Just this fall camp and leading up in OTAs and stuff like that. So, I mean, obviously it's going to get worse, like you said, and you can't let it change your mentality. You just have to, try and listen to the coaches and take their advice on it. And that's the other thing is we practice outside, so regardless of the conditions, so that definitely helps from a mentality standpoint.
Have you ever played in the snow?
I have not.
Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be my first time whenever that happens, but I just have to get used to it and, just take advice from the other guys in the room that have done it before and played in the snow, and other guys on the team. And but yeah, I mean, that's down the line. So we're just focusing on this next week.
So now you got me thinking, did the Jones family ever take any trips up to the mountains and go sledding or anything? Skiing? Are you one of those guys from Florida like that never even saw snow before?
Yeah. I haven't, maybe twice.
Do you think the game is slowing down for you now?
Yeah, I mean, I think every week we can, play faster, play better. But, I mean, this week we made strides, but at the same time, we just want to try and attack the game plan. And I think we had a good game plan yesterday. And obviously the score didn't go our way, but every week we just have to know what the game plan is, and we have to execute it like we did. I just felt like we knew what we were supposed to do. We knew how to do it. We practiced well, and then went out there and fought really hard. And, yeah, the game slows down in that regard when you can just start piecing things together.
You know, how much do you like that up-tempo, fast-paced, out of the shotgun, controlling everything offense that you guys started off with?
Yeah, I think just that goes back to the game plan, what we were trying to do. But regardless of if we're going fast or slow, I think just execute the play. And, we can do both, which is good that we know we can do both. And we just have to be prepared. If one game we want to go slow, then we'll go slow. If we want to go fast, we'll go fast. So we know we can do both.
We're talking to Mac Jones. And, Mac, a minute to go in this game. You guys have a chance to win. So I would ask you, should fans look at last night as a moral victory?
I mean, yeah, like you said, in the last minute of the game, we're one or two plays away, and we've said that over and over, that's what it comes down to. And, yeah, I mean, the guy doesn't put his hand up or whatever happens and the ball doesn't get tipped. It's a totally different game. It sucks, but it's part of football, and it's not always going to go your way. But you got to just keep moving forward and, try and get some wins on the board.
Did you want Bill to go for it? Did you want the offense to stay out there and go for it on 4th and 3 instead of kicking it?
I think just obviously Coach has a lot of experience, and he makes the right decisions almost all the time, and we're going to stick behind his decision no matter what. So if we were going to go for it, we would be fine, and we decided to kick it, and it is what it is. We barely missed, and it's nothing against Nick or anything. I mean, he's a great kicker, and sometimes it's just how it rolls, and you got to just trust the coaching staff, and they did a good job preparing us, and we got to execute better, so maybe we're not even in that position to where we have to leave it to the last 4th down play.
I read that you have, I don't know if this is what you call it or if somebody else called it this after talking to you, an improvement journal. Is that true?
Yeah. I mean,
what is the improvement journal? Tell me what it's about. And do you start it off with Dear Diary?
It's not like
I would like to be better on 3rd down. Bill gave me a compliment.
Yeah, I mean, I do that, and it's not a separate journal or anything, but my notebooks for each week, I always have 1 to 2 pages of the good, bad, and the ugly. So I did that since I was at Alabama, and I just write down, half a page of things I did well, and then, maybe 2 or 3 pages of things that I did bad or ugly. So it's not like a magical thing or anything. It's just a. What
was in it this week after this game? What did you write? What did you start it with this week, or do you do it for games also?
Yeah, I mean, I try to watch the tape and just tape, like I said, just whether it's my feet or a read here or there, or should I have taken a timeout here, or should I have changed this or that? I mean, there's a million things you can go through in your head, but it's more like fundamentals for me. It kind of just goes back to fundamentals, because if you have good fundamentals, and I've been playing, obviously, since I was a little kid, so I just need to go out there and read and react. It's not like I'm going to change everything I do every week, but it's just fundamentals, and whether that's drops, technique, ball placement, whatever it may be. So just things like that.
Talking to Mac Jones. Mac, you at one point had 19 straight completions in this game. Are you aware of that in the moment?
No. I mean, in the moment, just trying to move the ball, just trying to get it to the right guy. And the more we can do that, as we see the ball starts advancing down the field, and once we get in the red zone, we can score in the red zone. So we just got to, get it down there, whether it's explosive plays, running, throwing, whatever, trick plays, it doesn't matter. So I think just goes back to execution, and, if you can get into a good rhythm, that always helps.
So, Mac, you're the starting quarterback. You've already beat out Brian Hoyer and Cam Newton. Any concern that Jacoby Myers is coming for your job?
Yeah, Jacoby, he's got a nice arm, and, he had some good passes last night. But, yeah, he's a tough dude. He plays hard. Whatever position he's playing, he plays hard, and he does exactly what the coaches and everyone asks of him, and he's just a great player. So we can try and, model our game to be like him. Just that's what I look up to sometimes, is just, hey, he's here, he's working, he's trying to do the right thing, and that's how I'm trying to be. So,
by the way, you just said he's a tough dude. It seems like you're a tough dude too. How many hits you're going to take? It's not, nobody enjoys taking the hits, but it seems like it doesn't really affect you.
Yeah, I think it's just part of the game. Like backyard football, you're going to get hit. That's kind of the fun part of it. You just roll with the punches and get up, and and a lot of this stuff, I always say this, and I'm not saying it just to say it, but I can do a better job of whether it's moving or getting the ball out or just committing to the throw, whatever the throw may be, just eliminate some of those hits. And offensive line played, well, actually really good. And, of course you're going to get hit sometimes when a team's going to pressure more, and you just got to roll with the punches. And
Wait, before I ask you the quarterback question of the week, do you doodle in your journal?
No doodling.
No doodling. Okay, so if anyone ended up getting their hands on their journal, you wouldn't have you wouldn't be saying bad things about like guys on the team, like Bill was really mean to me or anything like that, right? Just football stuff.
Yeah, just football, and nobody will get their hands on my journal.
All right. All right. So the quarterback question of the week, good answer. All right. So if Mac Jones was not playing football, he would be doing what with his 4-point GPA from Alabama?
I think just a lot of my life and stuff revolves around sports. So whether it be coaching or sport broadcasting or whatever, but I'm glad to be playing football because it's what I love to do, and I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. So it's a dream. And I got to keep working and keep improving every day. But like everyone says, football does eventually come to an end, and right now I don't have to make that decision. And obviously I just want to focus on being the best player I can be, and all that other stuff will just take care of itself.
That's a good point. Listen, good luck to you. Thanks for joining us. Good luck next week. Stay in that journal, and good luck out in Houston.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right. See you.